I'm back for the evening. This is the Friday night, one guest at a time. And in order to join me, if you look in the chat box, there will be a StreamYard link. I will go ahead and tack that to the top of the. Let's see here. We want to pin it to the top. Pin to the top. All right. We got nobody in here. I said I'd be back, and I mean it. I meant it. So let's continue on where I left off before dinner. I got a call and I had to go. I like to eat. This is the Friday, one guest at a time. Click the link in the chat. Because we don't get nobody in here to talk to me, I won't stay on. I'll know you guys just ain't interested. This is all dope. All I use is dope. I don't use automotive. Too heavy. You know, I hear a lot of stories. Well, I don't like weighs this. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. Yeah. You know, in order for this channel to continue to grow, everyone's got to participate. Yeah, that's no good. So I gotta do this. There we go. There it is. I better look and make sure that back is done right. Well, we got 9 watchers. Hopefully we'll get a guest to come in. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. Yeah, we're painting tomorrow, no matter what. No matter what. Well, we got only 6 watchers, so maybe we'll only stay on an hour. Nobody wants to come in. Nobody wants to participate. That's okay. I've asked. You want to continue Friday night hangouts? If I could get a moderator. Nobody wants to volunteer. I guess this is just like every other organization where 1 or 2 guys do all the work and everybody else reaps all the benefits. Let's figure that out. There seems to be a lot of animosity. You guys think that I'm making money hand over fist. Let's figure it out here. I spend at least 5, let's say 10 hours a week. That's 40 hours a month. Let's say 45 hours a month with Saturday and Sunday. Maybe 50. Let's say 50. I'll tell you exactly how much money I make. It was 40. It'd be let's see. We'll say 50. That's 200. Divide by. I make about $1.75 an hour. If that. Sometimes not even that. And that all goes back into Stunhanger. I'd be willing to bet that I could stand on the off ramp with my hand out and collect more money. That's for you guys think I'm making a killing. That's it. Doing shit. And I know the reason why Charles gave up. I completely understand. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we got 1 inch. And we got could come over a little. There we go. 1 inch. Amazing, my eye can see that little bit. Very little, but boy, it sure sticks out like a sore thumb to me. I thought about reading Win Paul's history books, but my reading out loud I haven't done in so many years. That I don't know if it's a violation of copyright. I don't think so. I think I could read it. For those who don't have it, why am I using my tape dispenser? Yeah, everybody got a great idea. Anybody going to come in and join me tonight or not? We got 15 minutes in. There's the link right there. Come on. I can't win. Get over there. Okay, there you go. There you are. John Sukulak, you could come in. I know you're watching. Okay, we got that done. Now turn it over and do the other side. I guess we could tape off the back there. Let's tape off the back and then turn it upside down. We need to take this off too. Let's see. Yeah. Get rid of this. Yeah, I'd say that thing's warped. I don't know if you can see it or not there. It's pretty warped. I don't think I'm going to attack that problem until it gets a clear on it. We'll do it when it's finished. Now, this might be an issue here, taping this off. Soon see. I'll wait till I get that bottom down on that side. Yeah, that way I get all the paint on it. Once it's de-warped, it won't warp again. Because I don't have to put any more paint on it. And of course, people have asked me to show them how to do it. Well, I'm going to show you. Don't worry. So we need to measure those lines to make sure they're right. Gonna need to sand that right there so it's perfect. Bugger right there too. Bugger. Well, I don't know how much you guys are learning from this because I'm not really teaching anything. I'm just working. Go ahead and sand that with 1000 grit before I shoot the yellow on it. I think I got it pretty good. The paint is on so thin. This is 800. It just sands right through it. But that's okay. Let's see, there's a spot over here too. No, I guess not. Okay, on to the ruler. We're gonna measure that. We have to the top 1 5/8 inches. Inch and 5/8. It's a little proud. Inch and 5/8 there, so I got to pull this line up and make it inch and 5/8 out of the tip. Like a 30-second off, and I can see that. It just bothers the heck out of me. So we'll put it right there. Hang on, Gary. I'll be right with you. All right, you're in there.
I'm here.
Everybody wants to do a hangout, but nobody wants to help me out with it. Inch and 5/8. See, it keeps growing for some reason. I think I need to right down on that line.
Got an echo someplace there.
What's that?
Got an echo someplace.
You got a window open?
No. No, I might have. Wait a minute, because I.
There we go. I'll guarantee it ain't me.
Let's see. Yeah, let me see here.
You can't have any windows open.
Here. Better now, I think, maybe.
I didn't hear an echo in the first place.
Oh, I had it here a little bit. Okay. Yeah. I don't hear it now, so I think we're okay.
Okay. So do you miss the Friday night hangout?
Well, I miss it, but I can understand what's going on. So,
Had a guy talking. We were talking about selling stun hanger. I just can't bring myself to do it.
yeah.
How much do you think stun hanger's worth?
Golly, I wouldn't have any idea.
Well, I'll tell you, I was offered 20 grand for it. I can't do it. I've been offered 20,000 a couple of times for it from different people. It just. Let me tell you what'll happen if I sell it. The one company that wanted to buy it, I asked him, "Are you on the forum?" No. Do you fly model airplanes? No. Or what are you going to do with the forum? Well, we're going to take it apart and harvest it for email addresses, marketing. I said, nah, not for sale. And then a couple other people have offered to buy it, but the problem is they don't know what they're getting into. I mean, I've got 19 years in working on this and making it work, and it's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's basically everything's changing, and you gotta go with it. I understand.
At least some of the guys who used to wake me up in the middle of the night have passed away, so I don't get called. I can't get on. Well, shit. Write your password down. I cannot help you in the middle of the night. I mean in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I got no idea what they're getting into. I'm trying to do an extra careful job on the masking on this one. Are you going to Brodax or not?
I don't know. I'd like to go back again.
You don't have an airplane to fly, do you?
No.
You go to Brodax, I'll give you an airplane. That flight streak I built,
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. Can you fly?
Oh, I could probably fly, but I hadn't flown for so long, and I'm gonna get dizzy. And
I'll start turning around in a
getting
circle.
on. Yeah.
If you flew, even back in the 50s, and were confident enough not to hit the ground, you can still do it.
Oh,
I
I
know
figure. Yeah, I think.
I know that for a fact. This is a skill you just, unless you have vertigo or your balance is off, this is a skill you just don't forget. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. Okay, now we want to go around this way, then we'll flip it over and do the bottoms.
So you're getting ready to paint yellow?
Yep, I'm going to paint yellow tomorrow. Esteban. I'll tell you what, hit the StreamYard link and come on in. We'll go ahead and add you.
Yeah, come on in.
Supposed to be one guest at a time, but we'll do a few. Gets to be such a free for all on Hangout night, you can't get a word in.
Yeah, I guess pretty congested sometimes.
So we got here. Hi, hey Gary, did I hear you say you have a control line linkages calculator? Whatever that is.
No?
Here's what I use. Tape measure.
Yeah. That'll work.
I do everything by the seat of my pants. So we want to start that thing right there. I'm going to start it right here. Where are we at? On the wrong side. Wrong side. Steve, if you want to come in, hit the StreamYard link.
Turn your YouTube down to nothing, and then you.
It ain't complicated. You don't have to download nothing or anything.
I had an error first time. I had to retry. But got her second time.
That's it.
The bottom of your fuselage is going to be white or yellow.
This is yellow here, these spears that I'm taping off. But the back half is all white.
You can put your checks on, or you
Yeah, I'm going to put the checkers
checks
on.
on them.
Yeah, I like them. I don't care whether anybody else likes them or not. You remember Doran said, "Yeah, all your airplanes look alike." Yeah, they look good, don't they? They got paint on them. Of course, I was in the squadron VF-211 checkmates. We had red checkerboard on our rudders. There we go. There we go. Thank you.
You're going to mask off with paper, off
Yeah.
camera, off camera.
I'll get to what I get to.
Yeah,
You can only do so much.
right.
I can't join. I have to run an errand. Be here in a minute. Thanks for the invite. So that's what makes becoming the host of this channel such a commitment. You can't run errands. The show must go on. It goes on at 7 o'clock. Whether I'm sick. I mean, how many times have I missed a show that you can remember?
Not very many. I can remember since I joined and started watching.
I even did it when I had COVID. Not very well, but I made an effort. And man, I was I was under the weather then.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. How much does it cost to stream?
Well,
I mean, does it cost you something?
No, when I stream at home here, I'm just paying for the internet,
Oh, okay.
But when I stream out at the field,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it costs about $10 an hour. Is about what it works out to. So much a gig, depends on the. I don't like that. That's gonna leak. I can look at that and say, yeah, it's gonna leak by. Just before we come on, I was looking up Fox News hosts' salaries. Tyrus
Oh my, yeah. Saw that too.
Kat Timpf, she's like a know nothing. She makes $2 million a year for nothing. For nothing. Greg Gutfeld, what a joke. These people are morons, and they're getting paid millions. Zero skills. God, how do you get a job like that? There we go. I've never had a break like that in my life. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
At least Martha McCallum was an attorney or something. I don't know, and that with that, and even at that, did you watch what's the name of that movie? It was Jim Carrey, where he's a lawyer, and his kid said, "My dad's a liar." He's in school, lawyer, liar. They ain't worth a darn. It's all a joke. My dad's a liar. Yeah, I'll bet he is.
Yeah.
Every time I do this, I think of John.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That was, yeah. He'd help you and look over stuff and have little tidbits here and there that
He'd catch me. Now, the paper I'm going to use on this model is not the paper I recommend on Amazon. This is brown paper from Lowe's. It has about the same feeling. I didn't get over to the auto paint store, so I just went and got some of this brown paper. It's about the same price, seems the same weight. I'm hoping that the paint doesn't go through. I'll do a test before I use it. If it does, I'll get the green paper, which is, I get it from Sherwin-Williams, but the same stuff that I recommend in my Amazon store. And the only thing Amazon is sending me these things to recommend these products that I've never used. I ain't gonna do it.
I wouldn't think spraying on there though would be enough to go through the paper unless it was really thin.
Yeah.
Where you're painting with it, putting all the brush, or you're really loading her on or something. But spray, you're usually kind of easy on.
I forgot to de-stickify this. Of course, it felt pretty good coming off there. I got the paints on this airplane pretty good. It's you guys that have adhesion problems where you pick up tape and it pulls the paint up clear down to the soak span are not using enough thinner. Yo, who's that? Yo,
Huh?
Daniel Berry.
Berry Sports, yeah.
Yo. Shit, I might sneak this in tonight in the middle of the night, painting it. When a lady be asleep and I'll smell up the house.
Does she smell it downstairs when you're doing that?
Oh yeah.
Can she? Yeah. Oh, there he goes again.
When I was a kid, I've told this story, but I started out in my room, and my models out. I outgrew that, and I moved into the den. From there, my dad cleaned out the den, and I moved into the den. And my mom and dad swapped rooms with me. I moved into the master bedroom, and he had cabinets built all around and I built airplanes on top of it, and then it filled up. But my mom used to say, and this is back in the Aerogloss days,
yeah.
Are you painting in there? Yeah, well, open the windows. Then I moved out to the 2-car garage, and I filled that up. I think the thing that got me the most is when my dad asked me, he said, he hadn't talked to me in a long time. He said, You still build model airplanes? I said, Oh, yeah. He said, I'll never give up. Okay, no problem.
Yep. See, you had someone backing you. So
It backed me so much they bought a hobby shop.
yeah. Good dad.
Yeah. It kept me out of trouble. My mom and dad were Elks. They belonged to the Elks Lodge. And I'd be about 14, 15, somewhere in there, out in the garage. And they'd go out drinking, and they'd come home at 2 o'clock in the morning when the bars closed, and there I'd be out in the garage, and the girls would be sitting on the workbench sanding. You know, they'd be up on the work because there was really no place to sit in there. So I'd clean off the workbench, sit up here, and here's a piece of sandpaper, sand on this wood. And I taught them how to sand. And my mom and dad could not believe that I got them girls to do that. But if they wanted to hang around, they had to sand. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, it's kept me out of trouble too. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it kept me out of trouble. I got in trouble for sanding at school.
Oh.
I used to take my airplane parts to school with me, and I would sand between class. I would sand at lunch behind the library. Everybody else was smoking, and I was sanding.
That could be your middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the warp out of your flap?
Nope, I'm not going to do it until I put the clear on.
Oh, okay.
That way, right now I could straighten it and it'd be straight. And then the minute I put the clear on it, it could work again. So we'll put the clear on it, get it finished, and then de-warp it. And then if I can't get it out, I'll build another flap. But I'm pretty sure I can get it out. Steam is some powerful stuff. I do think I'm going to have to hit the edge here on this again. This shooting for perfection is ridiculous. And I still need to see whether I can get that gold flake in it or not. Because that was a mistake that I made. And I'm going to try to make it an on purpose.
I wonder if you need very much in it to cause it to do that.
No.
Yeah, it's just
Down in the bottom of a paint gun, there's a little tiny screen. And it's about the size of a thimble. And what happened was I shot that gold using it as a sizing for my gold leaf letters. Well, I didn't think about cleaning out that cup. I put thinner in it, shook it out, and sprayed it. I figured all the gold leaf was out there. Well, all the pigment, the sediment ended up in that little thimble of the strainer. Well, when I poured the clear in, it mixed with that clear and made gold flake everywhere. And I thought, oh God, this thing is ruined. And then got to look at it. Well, you can't really notice it. Took it outside, and then pow, it popped right up. You seen that airplane, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you see the Monado?
I just saw pictures of it. I didn't see it
Oh, you didn't see it in person?
in person. No. It would be pretty though. Is that just kind of in the sun, this kind of sparkle?
Yeah, you can't really see it in the in pictures, but you sure can see it in the sun. And it's cool looking. But that was a mistake. So we're going to try to do it on purpose. I just got to remember not to overdo it. Not to overdo it. There we go. Even if I don't get this done, I mean, we're on an hour already now. If I don't get this done tonight, I can finish it up in the morning. I am going to paint yellow tomorrow, though, for sure. I got to make forward progress. You notice when I was in Dayton, I'd always make forward progress every night, even if I just wrap the lines. Because I didn't have as much time in Dayton. I was working.
Yeah.
And here, this airplane is really not as far along as it could be. I didn't work on it at all today or yesterday, just only on camera. But everybody's wanted to see what goes into a finish. So this is the finish series. And it takes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just want to put dope on it and say, well, that's good enough. Okay. Now we need to tape out the top. leading and trailing edges, the box back of the fuselage here. We're going to sand this again. Sand that with 1000 grit. If you listen, you can hear it a little bit. Sand it with 1000 before I put the yellow on it. I think it's going to look good. Look real good. And them spears are going to go all the way from the nose all the way to the tail back here. Over the top. We'll see if we can't stagger them somehow. Should be an orange one and a red one that go back there. I was going to put my my eagle on it that I did on the Aegis, but I think I'm going to do a decal. We'll show the printer that I'll do I think I did a decal series, but I'll do a decal with the printer and the decal paper and the decal set and the solvent and all that shit. Because I really learned from the Caramba how to do it. I mean, turned out pretty good.
You had one on your rudder, didn't you? And then something happened and you had to change it. So you took it off or something, didn't you?
On this airplane? No.
No, not on this one. One of your other ones used. It's like you had a decal you put on.
High Roller had a girl with dice on the rudder. And it was a big decal. And it looked like crap. And I just took tape and pulled it off. I can't remember what was on it. I ended up basically giving that airplane away. The guy who bought my PA-75, he paid me, I can't remember exactly what it was, $2,500 or whatever for the red, white, and blue Continental XL with the PA-75. I gave him I gave him two airplanes. I gave him a Geo XL for PA-75 and a High Roller. But he got a super deal on that.
Does he live close to you?
I think he lives in Kansas City. He came here to pick him up.
I see, yeah.
I don't remember where he's from. And then I sold that other Continental XL several years ago. Had the PA-75 in it. PA-75 is such a good running engine, but the big block is just too much weight. It's just too much motor. I can't imagine what it's like to fly one of Wendy's 91 airplanes. Be like having a Briggs and Stratton out there on the end of the nose. Too much. Okay, let's turn it over and get this done. What did I have here? 1 5/8? I think it's what it was. 1 5/8 and 7 inches. I'll show you how to use the stations. 1 5/8 and 7/8, I believe. And this is 1 inch in the front, and this is half. Half 1, 1 5/8, 7, and then 5 1/4. Okay. So, how am I going to do this? We need to cut those off, those ears off. I need a new sharp razor blade to cut them off. I put 1, 2, yeah, 2. you want to come in and join us, the link's in the description in the chat. Okay, that's one. We got, I mean, these, Friday night's just a bad night, I guess. They never do any big numbers. And all the members that I've lost or subscribers I've lost have been on this hangout, Friday hangout. Of course, you just can't please some people. Yeah, just a little off. That's right.
Not putting your round circles on the bottom.
Yeah, they're gonna get round circles, but I gotta. These are the, I mean, these are the stations where I can get the exact measurements.
Okay. Okay.
Pick this up. Yep, you gotta get the layout lines on there first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's gonna be what I say it was. Shit, I can't remember now. This is 7, and that's 5 1/4. That's what it was. 7 and 5 1/4. So. Seven, 5 1/4. Yeah. Yeah. Better measure again. At the tip, or anywhere, it's 5 3/8, not 5 1/4. 5 3/8. That way it'll go around the end of the tip perfectly. 5 3/8. That looks better. 5 3/8. Right there. Okay, that first piece of tape is a layout line. Then we're going to have 1/8 inch go around it. So you got to put 2 pieces of 1/8 inch in the corner here. I'm thinking that Steve Berry sent me some checkerboards so that I could cut them on my plotter. I don't think it's going to be right, so I'm going to just tape them. Do it the old-fashioned way. That way people can see how it's done, like I used to do it. You know, I go to the store and I see these people plinking and plunking around on a computer, and they're looking and looking and looking. You remember back in the 60s, we didn't have all that shit.
No.
You just got what you wanted and go. Shit, I've seen people make change out of their pocket. God, how hard can it be? $100 minus 97 is 3. Give me my 3 cents so I can get out of here. And what the computer says, I don't give a shit. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad. People can't. Oh, these people that walk around with their phone, they have a new disease. I didn't know it, but it's called scoliosis. They're scrolling on their phone.
Right.
Unreal.
Everywhere.
Okay, so now I have that planted exactly where it goes. And we're going to go right from this line right here, straight along here. Around this corner. Straight over this way. Let's see, we're going to go to the inside, so this needs to go here. That's it. I'll leave a tail on that so when I turn it over to make sure it's perfect. Kinda. I'm surprised John Sukulak hasn't come in. close enough. That's close enough. So now it gets a circle. I got just enough. I printed just enough. It gets a circle over the top of that. Take it off. Two circles is what it takes. I just hope I can remember to push all this tape down before I paint.
Yeah. So you don't get any overrun or underrun or whatever. Bleed through.
That was a nice thing about having John is we'd go over the airplane and make sure it was all pushed down, and because invariably you'll get a spot that wants to overspray where you get it, especially red. Red is the absolute worst. Let's see, I don't like this. I see a little piece of tape underneath there, and that'll leave a white spot. We can't have that. Uh-oh. That's good enough. There it is. Except now the line's crooked. Shit. You know, Danny Winship and I talk about every day. And when we were at the Worlds this year, he came down to the Nats, you know, to the Muncie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I showed him this ice cream place. It's right by the motel. Man, I think about that ice cream all the time. If you get to Muncie next year, let me know, and we'll go over to that ice cream shop. It's unbelievable. It's so good. It tastes like no other ice cream. I like vanilla. It tastes like no other vanilla I've ever had. It's unreal. It's expensive, but it's good. I think $4 a cup is ridiculous. Considering we used to get that shit for a quarter. So what did I say it was? 5 and 3.
3/8, wasn't it?
Yeah. 7 and 5 and 3/8. Seven. 5. How close to Muncie do you live? You're in Ohio, right?
Yeah, just across the state, and then it's not too far on over there. It's say, closer to Ohio than it is you in it, Muncie.
How far from Brodax are you?
I think it's I don't know, hour and a half or something like that.
So you're on
Actually,
you're in eastern Ohio.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
right along the Ohio River.
Because it took I think 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours to go from Dayton to Brodax. Maybe 5. I don't know. I don't remember. I know it takes me quite a while to get from Missouri to there.
Yeah.
But I really don't care what it takes. I'm going to get there. It takes me 5 hours to get to Muncie from here. There we go. There we go. Yep, that was perfect. We get a little rough spot here. What's up with that? Can hear it. Move there. Little chances on that. It'll be fine.
Like we got 19 watching.
Yeah, 20.
You got 20
20 on my end.
on
But-
you?
but
Oh yeah, mine have to 21.
Yep, now it's 21. Anybody wants to join, the link is in the description pinned to the top.
Come on in. We won't bite.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna last long. It's only gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
another 35 minutes. I like this format a whole lot better than Zoom. It works much better. Oh, we need the 1/4 inch or the 1/8 inch in there. 22 now. These have been pretty successful.
Yeah.
I guess it's for people who don't have a life, just like me. Quit drinking and going to bars and have nothing to do.
I'm surprised that so many of them fly real airplanes, got their pilot's license and all that good stuff.
They do. Joe Gilbert.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, several of them do that.
It's so nice of him to take me up in his airplane. It was nice. I don't know how much it cost to run that thing, but I guess when you got one, it's kind of like driving a car. You're paying for it. You might as well fly it, you know.
Yeah.
Wasn't a very long ride. I would like to have done more, but we didn't have a whole lot of time.
Is it close to his house?
I don't know where. I've never been to his house. I only been to his hangar.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're getting close now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be watching you work, and I'll be holding my breath while you're doing it, because I figure you probably are too. I don't know, just it'll be real easy and make sure you don't mess up and stuff. more steady, you feel like you are anyway, holding your breath.
It's only wood. If you screw up, just
yeah.
Like when I put my shirt in the paint on the stabilizer, no big deal. Let it dry, scuff it, shoot some more on it. It's only wood. I don't know if I like that. Look at this again. Kind of a hoop in it. Not much of one, but let's measure this. This is inch and an eighth, and this, yeah, it's an eighth off. That's why it's not in the right spot. Damn.
You want to make sure you get on the right side.
Oh, it's on the right side. Just I didn't have the first layout line in the right spot. We need to move this over 1/8 of an inch. No, we need to move it right to that. Pick that up and put it back down. So we got I can't think. We got 1 1/8 to the outside, so we 1 1/4 it should be. Yep, 1 1/4. And then here, yeah, that's exactly right. I put it in the wrong spot. No big deal. Pick it up and move it. Let's try that there. It's hot up here. Does your house get hotter when it's cold outside?
No,
I think.
about 74.
Yeah, that's what mine is. 74. Sure feels hot to me.
Of course, you're upstairs. Probably the heat comes up there too.
Yeah, I'm in the hottest room of the house. Okay, let's check that out now. See that? Yeah, it looks better. Close enough. If they notice it, they're standing too close. Let's see here. We got 1 1/8 inch. 1 1/8 inch. That'll do it. Put this piece of tape on it, see if it looks the same. No good. Let's get the second circle on it. That's what I do. Getting ahead of myself.
Your cats ever come up there?
Absolutely not. This is a cat-free zone.
Okay, that's what I thought it probably was.
And they're okay, but man, they ain't getting in here. I could just see one kneading on my wing. I'd have to kill him. Cat-free zone. That looks pretty good. That looks even. Now let's see if it looks even at the tip. Okay, this piece of tape goes behind. Yeah, like I say, it's going to be 2 days of taping, 5 minutes of painting. Not even 5 minutes. Just and you're done.
Yeah.
But that's just how it works out. Yep, they're right straight in line, so we're good there. Actually, I need to move that other one forward a little bit. The top one kind of moving back. Let's do this so they stay straight. So, because of the weird shape of this tip. There it is. Move that forward, turn it over and do the other, move it forward. That'll be better. And I better do it now before I forget, or else I'll paint it and it'll be wrong. And then I got a big ordeal to get it off. Okay, let's fix the tip.
Those plotters are nice.
Oh, yeah. Here's somebody, John Suklak, I think. Okay, hold on, John. All right, you're in there.
All right, I didn't know if I'd put us over the limit. If you wanted to, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. We hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, somehow I got an echo.
You got a window open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your YouTube and mute it.
There, I think I closed it.
Yep.
I had the same thing. Forgot to do it.
No, I can have more than one guest in this program. It's just that when it gets to be a whole lot of people, it's a free-for-all.
Okay.
You don't feel that way on the Hangouts?
Feel what way?
That it's a free-for-all?
Oh yeah, it is a little bit, but it's just a bunch of guys hanging around talking. It's fine.
See, I lost 9 subscribers on Friday Night Hangouts.
Really?
Yeah. So, I watch everything.
Yeah. Well, you threw the question out earlier about the Friday night hangouts, and I don't know. I think what you do with Stunt Hanger and the forum and everything, that's such a commitment.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want is for you to get burned out and to lose what we have. So if you don't feel like doing a Friday night hangout, then I don't think you should. I don't think you should feel obligated to do anything.
Well, I've asked for somebody to take over the Friday night slot, but it's such a commitment.
It's a huge commitment because it's every single Friday night, and Friday night, that tends to be the night most likely where you might have something else going on.
Right.
Now, would you have participation every Friday night? Yeah, you would. You would, but I want you to keep things in balance so you can continue, most of what you've been doing because it's fantastic. Gary, I stuck just a little money in the mail to you the other day to help with the calendar stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks for sending me one. Do a good job.
Yeah, we was talking yesterday, I think. Either it was yesterday, I don't know, about selling the forum, which has come up several times. And my asking price is 20 grand. I've been offered 20 grand for it. And when I told this guy 20 grand, he seemed like he would want to buy it, but I don't think they understand what it takes to run this thing.
So why would somebody want to buy it? What would they do with it?
Well, the first guy that wanted to buy it, I asked him, I said, do you fly? No. "Well, what are you going to do with it? Well, we're going to take it apart and they use it for marketing. You know, you'd
Oh,
be getting a whole lot of emails spent because there's 30,000 emails in there.
wow. Okay. That's where the interest comes from.
And the guy I talked to last night, he would continue to run it, but I don't think they understand what it takes. I got 19 years invested in this.
Nobody would put the time into this that you do.
I don't believe so either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nobody would do it.
It all looks glamorous and it all looks easy until you got to do it.
Tell you what, when you're doing anything every single night at, well, it's 8 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock your time. That's a commitment that almost nobody's willing to make.
Like I was telling Gary, if you guys remember when I was in Dayton, I had COVID and the show went on at 7 o'clock regardless, and I felt like shit.
I know. I really didn't think you needed to do that. I felt bad for you, but you did it.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky, what canopy is on that airplane?
It's the SIG World War II canopy, 9-inch.
I wonder if that's something that Brodak has. They sell a bunch of canopies. I'm building a Vector now, and I don't like that modern canopy. I like bubble canopies.
Well, that's what the modern canopy is, a bubble canopy.
Well, the one that comes with the Vector kit is, I don't know, it's kind of flat, too flush to the fuselage.
Well, that has a turtleneck on it, so that's the back half of the canopy.
Yeah.
They turn the canopies around and cut the back half off and use it as the front.
Yeah. Okay. I got to figure something out.
Now, Bill Sawyer, he pulled me 3 Argus canopies, but they're no good. I mean, they're nothing I would use on my airplane. You know, Bill Sawyer passed away. Was nothing wrong with Bill, but his capabilities were not up to my standard. You know, the canopies that we pulled for the Thunderbolt,
Yeah.
they were perfect. You know, no inclusions and no goobers on it.
Oh yeah. Right.
I thank Bill for what he did, but they're nothing I would put on my airplane. That's why they haven't used them. I mean, I got them still.
So that one you got there, you said is a SIG military canopy.
The 9-inch World War II canopy, yes.
Okay, 9-inch. Of course, mine would need to be smaller because it's a Vector 40.
Yeah, but it has a turtleneck on it. See, this has no turtleneck on it.
Yeah, right. I know that makes it a little tricky.
You know, have you ever pulled a canopy?
No. Nope.
Did you see John and me pull canopies?
I think I did see you guys do it. It looked like something I would be afraid to try.
Now, your wife might whine, but
Yeah.
what are you doing with the stove? Well, I'm heating up.
Yeah.
It even took you a couple times to get a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pulled a few canopies for my my Tucker, my big Tucker.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was very cool when you did it. That was neat.
There's another way to do it that you don't need to heat it in the oven. And that's get yourself a 2-liter plastic soda bottle and cut the ends off and pull it down over your buck and heat it with a heat gun. It'll shrink right around it.
Yeah. Well, that sounds simple.
Yeah, it is. Sure. Everything sounds simple.
Yeah, everything sounds simple, and a lot of things look simple.
Yeah, until you try it, and then
Yep, the devil's in the details.
yeah.
I think I'm trying to make this too perfect. But I do want to be on the front row this year.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to see it. I remember a few years back you got the concourse. What row were you in with that airplane?
Front row.
Front row, and got the concourse. Yeah, that was neat.
First airplane, front row.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do the same job with this airplane as that I did with that one.
Would you say, from your perspective, Sparky, that what was that? That was what was the name of that? It started with the letter M.
Monado.
Monado. Was that your best work of all your airplanes?
No.
Interesting.
No, my Thunderbolt was better. It sat on the front row 4 years in a row.
Okay. How did it fly?
It flew great till I crashed it.
Okay.
I crashed it in Memphis, trying to beat John Simpson by half point. Couldn't let it go.
What did it weigh?
It's close to 70 ounces, right at 70. It was a lumber wagon.
And what'd you have in it?
PA 75.
Yeah. Okay.
See how my Thunderbolt came about was 2004 Worlds. I went and I saw Billy flying his Thunderbolt, and I was just so impressed with that airplane. And I took about 1,000 pictures of it, and I got out my tape measure. I always carry around my dressmaker's tape, this tape here, and I started measuring it up. And Hunt said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm going to build a couple of these." There were no plans then for that airplane.
Okay. Yeah.
And Billy and Bob were kind of chuckling at each other. Yeah, sure, right. And I went home. So it's right after the Nats. I went home, and in a couple of months, I had two of them, number one and number two. And
Neat.
they were true to size. What do you do? Just take a picture?
Nope. No, I got a new computer here, and I'm just learning it. So I'm pressing buttons and doing stuff.
Well, they were doing something.
Yeah. Well, there's a little mechanical slide at the top of the screen that, if you slide it left, what I just see now is it close. There's no picture, and you just slide it to the right to open.
Covers up your camera.
It covers up the eye. Yeah, the camera.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's to keep the government out.
That's low tech right there. But it works.
I got a piece of tape over my laptop camera, black tape.
Yeah.
And this computer doesn't have any camera in it. I only have my two external cameras, so if I want to shut it off, I just unplug it and it's done.
Yeah.
But they're still spying on you anyway. Okay, we need to do this 7 and 5 3/8. Get this done. Oh, they're already laid. Oh no. Yeah, they're already laid. Okay, so we need to do these here. The bottom. Measure up what they are. It's a 1/2 inch, I know. And the line is 1.5 inches. 1.5 and a half. Yeah, I built the Monado for to show Jim Lynch. So too bad he didn't get to see me win the concourse with it, but he did see it.
Okay, well, that's good.
He saw it in Memphis,
Good.
inch and a half. Yeah, that ain't right. Shit.
What's happening with all your buddy John's airplane stuff?
I got to go there and take care of it.
Mm.
I'll do that in the spring. I think I used the big ones.
You taking care of all his tools too?
Yeah, well, his son's getting the mill and the lathe and all that shit.
Yeah, he had some great machinery.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But I'm going to take care of his estate just like I did for Jerry. Get his wife some money out of it.
That's nice. That's good. Did you know him before you moved to Dayton, Sparky, or
Nope.
so you met him after you moved?
I met him after I moved to Dayton. He knew who I was, but I didn't know who he was. And we became pretty good friends. I mean, kind of, we went everywhere together.
I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was glad I got to meet him at the Nats a couple years ago. Probably the last time he went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to meet him at Rodak. Yeah, we never know how much time we got.
Nope, sure don't.
Man, this is difficult. I can't figure out what I'm doing here. So it's 1.5 inches to that line, to the inside. So I need to do an 1/8 inch up. So it's 1.5 inches, but it's 1 5/8. That's where it needs to be. 1 5/8.
Did you do rudder offset, Sparky, on this one?
I never do rudder offset. I just sand in the
Airfoil?
Yeah.
I see.
But it's got a hellacious motor offset.
Okay.
You can bet on that.
Yeah.
Three degrees. There we go. I don't get paid enough to think. Never catch a falling knife.
Mm-hmm.
When I say it was 1/2 inch, so I got the overhang is 1/4, and that's 1/2. That's a half. Did you go to that ice cream store in Muncie, John, by the motel?
I did. The one right by the miniature golf course.
Exactly. Is that not the best ice cream you ever had?
Well, I can't say I've ever had any better.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
My grandson and I went there, and my son, and then we played a miniature golf. And it was a good night. It's fun.
That ice cream is very expensive, but I think it was $4 or $5 for a little bowl of ice cream. But man, it's good.
Yeah.
Danny and I were talking about it again. Every time I talk to him, we're talking about that ice cream. He's going there. He said he looked to see if it was open, and it wasn't. But he was going to drive to Muncie and get me a gallon of ice cream and ship it to me.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't like it. I've known Danny 20 years, more than 20 years, 25 years. More than that, 20, I don't know. That's a lot of years.
Danny who?
Winship.
Oh, Winship, yeah. He's doing a build video on a hole shot.
Yeah.
That he's building. Yeah.
The mug shot. That's what I call it.
The mug shot. And then Joe Daly's doing one. His 2025 build. He's got, I don't know, he might have like 20 videos so far on that, but that is a universe away from me. It's a take apart thing.
Where's he doing that at? On YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. Look up if you want to see it. It's kind of interesting. He calls it his 2025 build.
Yeah.
He's
What's the name of the channel?
He's using composites and everything's formed. I don't think the wings don't even have ribs.
Yeah. What's the name of the channel? Do you know?
Let me think for just a second. It's Joe Daly 2025 build, I think. I Google that and I find it.
Okay, I'll go look.
Yeah, check it out. See what you think.
Should have posted it to Stunhanger, or at least tell them guys. But no, everybody's wrapped up in that Facebook shit.
Well, he's just doing it on YouTube, and I imagine he'd be glad to put it on Stunhanger.
Well, all he's got to do is do it. I mean, he's got an account over there.
There's nothing like that on Facebook. Facebook is no competition for Stunhanger. It's a totally different thing.
I know it's a place where I'm not going.
Yeah, I know you never will, but to my thinking, it helps Control Line and is pursuing the same objectives that Stunhanger is. It's to me, it's not as nearly as valuable as Stunhanger, but it's not a minus. It's a plus in my mind.
See, over there, you got keyboard warriors, you know.
You do, and that's the downside. I won't argue with you there. There's a lot of crap, and there are a lot of things I don't like about it. But There's value to me. There's some valuable information too, and it's just enjoyable. You get a lot of great pictures. Bob Hunt's posting a bunch of stuff over there now.
I know.
And it's good. It's good as long as you don't get wrapped up in the crappy part of it. But there's only so many of us control liners left. We ought to all be supporting each other, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, they'd rather support Zuckerberg.
Well, they're supporting Control Line too.
Did you see my Amazon store?
I did, yeah. That's pretty neat. I'm probably going to use that.
Well, I appreciate it. I do make a small commission on it, and I'll tell you how small it is. I made $10 this week.
Hey, it's something.
Yeah, so we ain't getting rich fast.
If I use the link to Wix Aircraft, can I still get the stunt hanger 10% discount?
No, you're gonna have to call them.
You'd have to call them to do that.
Yeah.
What is it? Stunt 10? Is that the
Stunt 10? Yeah. Don't matter what you order either. And this is not a paid promotion.
Well, I think it's a great thing. I'm glad you can get a few bucks out of it, and it's going to be helpful to those of us that use those links.
I didn't really do it for the money. I just wanted it because I'm continually asked, what are you using for this? And where did you get that?
Yep.
Hey, look it up, just like I did. So what I did was I opened that, I looked into an Amazon affiliate link, and then I became an influencer. And all I have to do is open up my Amazon page and go to my purchase history and add it to the store.
Wow, that's easy, and that's great. Why not do that?
Right. So that way I don't have to say, well, here's the link. Let me look it up for you. No, I just add this, and I'm only adding stuff that I recommend. Now they're trying to make me, or they're asking me to recommend shit I've never used, and I just won't do it.
Yeah, I know that's not you. You won't do that.
They want me to do Kindle books. Well, I have one book in one of those stores, The War on Conservatives, because I read it. And I also read Mark Levin's, I can't remember the name of the book. Anyway, anyhow, I'm not a big reader, so I ain't going to recommend Kindle books. The reason why they want me to do that is they make a lot of money on those because it doesn't cost them nothing,
Yeah, right. No, I know you. Your integrity won't let you recommend stuff you've never used. That'll never happen.
Everything in that store, everything except one thing, and I'm hoping to use that one thing eventually or buy that one thing. Everything in that store I own. And the only thing I don't own that's in that store that I would recommend is the Jackery. And
what's that?
It's a power supply. It costs $4,000.
Okay.
But I would love to have one. Someday I will get one. That's the only thing in in that store that I haven't bought, and I would love to have one.
Would that be something you'd use on the road?
Yes, use it at Brodex. That way you don't have to worry about a generator. See, got the Brodex last year, and my generator wouldn't run because the carburetor's clogged. I still haven't done it. I'm going to have to, before I go to Brodex this year, bring it in here, take the carburetor apart, run it through the ultrasonic, and get it going again. But if I had that, it's solar powered.
Okay.
You don't have to listen to it run.
That would be nice.
And it has enough power that'll power your house. So I think if I charge it once, it would last me the whole week at Brodex for what I run, computer and stuff.
That'd be great.
So I'd like to have one. I just don't. I just haven't bought one.
Speaking of stuff you've bought, and then I went ahead and purchased because I liked it when I saw you use it. Those ball links, those metal ball links, you know,
Yes.
the blue ones and the red ones. I bought the blue ones, and I'm using them in this airplane I'm building. And I wanted to ask you a question about it.
Okay.
I bought some of the 3 millimeter threaded aluminum, or no, stainless steel rod
Right.
that I use to, you know, you bend it on the end and put it into a tube.
Right.
I used an arrow shaft.
Right.
Here's my question though.
Okay.
Do you put thread lock on the threads that you screw the ball link into, or do you somehow secure that so it doesn't twist back and forth on the threads?
I go to the hobby shop and buy a jam nut.
A jam nut.
Yep.
When you say jam nut, is that the same as a lock nut, or is
No,
it just a thin jam nut?
right. Just a regular nut. It's thin. There's no nylock on it because nylock would be in reverse. It would be too hard to get on there. It's a regular nut, and just hold it and jam it, and you're done.
Okay. All right. That'll stop it from twisting around.
However, you could get it adjusted and put a drop of CA on it, and the CA will wick in the threads, and it won't move again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure you get those ball links on right. So
Yeah, you showed that one night. There's the side that they must be installed from is the side where they could potentially pop back out, right?
the side that they're installed from is the side that goes out. It goes to the head of the bolt.
Okay.
That way it can't come off the horn. It can't go past the aluminum. You
Right.
turn it around the other way, it could pop off. It just, come off.
Have you ever had one of those pop off?
No, but it's possible. I just think of things.
Yeah, right. You're eliminating that possibility.
Right. And if you look here, see my elevators here. This airplane has those blue ball links in it. They just fall.
Wow. That's nice.
They're super free, and I should put in there and I'll do that after I get off of here tonight. I'll put in the dry slide. Make sure you get a bottle of dry slide, which is a motorcycle product. It has a long tube on it. It's an oil. It's a graphite. It's non-oil graphite, and it's for lubricating motorcycle cables. And you put a drop of graphite on your bell crank, lead outs, and the ball link, all the ball links. Just a drop. Even put a drop on the axle and the hinge pins, and you'll have free controls.
Okay.
The reason why, go ahead.
It's kind of like a powdered lubricant or something, right?
It goes on wet, and when it dries, it's a graphite. It's dry,
Oh, I see. Okay.
so it doesn't attract dust.
Got it.
The reason why I quit using plastic ball links, if you go in there to Steve's airplane, those controls are stiff as shit right now.
Okay.
Them plastic ball links swell up in the humidity or
Right. Yeah.
they're just terrible. Well, I'm glad you bought the ball links, and it was a good deal.
Yeah. I found the stainless steel threaded rod
Right
tough,
next to
tough to cut.
yeah. I just cut them with my pliers.
Yeah, I got little mini bolt cutters that I used. I was able to get it done.
Who are the bolt cutters made by?
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been some. No, I found them on Amazon. They're red and blue.
I'll put these in the description. These are Knipex. Oh, wait a minute. We're on the wrong. Let's see. Yeah, we're on this camera here.
Those are better than what I've got, I think.
These are compound cutters. They're Knipex.
Mm-hmm.
About $40, but it'll be the last pair that you buy. I mean, these are great. every set of pliers. I have these up here, and I have these side cutters up here. The Knipex side cutters. These will cut it too.
Okay. Yeah.
But Knipex is the best you can buy. They're made in Germany.
Okay.
Remember my motto: buy once, cry once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two hours in. I guess I can go a little longer. Try to get this done. I'd like to paint it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a nice looking airplane. Of course, I think your Vipers are real nice looking airplanes too.
Yeah, they didn't do too good on concourse this year, though.
Yeah, that really, I didn't understand where that thing was, how far back it was.
Third row.
Yeah, well, I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to count too many airplanes that I would have put ahead of it, but it's a subjective thing.
Yeah, it's more than that sometimes.
Eye of the beholder, and yeah, I think, once in a while you get some bias playing into it.
I'm not sure Stunhanger has helped me because I'm pretty opinionated. I'm not gonna let this get over me.
Right.
Stunhanger was started because of you can't do that. Well, shit. Then I made a mistake. I've been doing it that way forever.
So you wanted to get the truth out there. You wanted to show people you can do that, right?
Well, that's why this YouTube channel is here. I first did it with Stunhanger, and I didn't realize that I could have done it with YouTube. And then I finally stumbled onto YouTube in 2014 and said, no, not only can I show them in pictures, but I can show them how to do it. So
yeah, it's been fantastic.
And you get decent results my way,
Sure. Absolutely.
Is it the only way to do it? No, but if you're going to do any serious modeling, you need to get one of them plotters. Easy to use, too.
Yeah, that's the stuff you do with that is great.
Like I say, pretty easy to use. It's an 1 5/8, so we need to mark that. 1 5/8. And 1/2 inch. I used to lay out flames by eye.
That's really something.
Now, could I lay this out by eye? Yeah, but you got so many people that are going, well, that's a millimeter off.
Well, didn't you do pinstriping on motorcycles?
Yeah. Yeah, pinstripe, motorcycle, do gold leaf, all that shit.
Yeah.
But that's not my forte. I was a mechanic.
Yeah, I know that's where you made your money, but
The only reason why I know how to do all this shit is because I'm poor. I couldn't afford to have it done. I wanted it done. So I think it was beneficial myself.
well, heck yeah.
Yeah.
The sign painting came about. My dad owned Trident Full Supply and Service in West Covina, and the hobby shop. They were right next to each other. And we had these trucks. I had a 68 Dodge pickup with 3 on the tree, a F100 Dodge pickup. And he called this guy out, Art Thorpe. And Art came out and he lettered the trucks. And I just was fascinated by hand painting that logo on the side of the truck.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I asked him, "Will you teach me how to do that?" He thought I was full of crap. You don't need, nobody wants to learn how to do that shit. Well, I did want to learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's a real art. It takes talent.
And a little bit of imagination.
Yeah.
I learned how to draft. My drafting teacher was Mr. Lopez. He was the SWAT king, boy. He'd paddle your ass with a paddle.
That was like my woodshop teacher.
Well, that was Mr. Jensen, and he did it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, if you did that today, this would be a lawsuit. But that's why there's so many problems right now, too. But all that shit that I learned back then is absolutely no good. Got all that CAD shit, and out in the garage I have a 3-axis router laser cutter. And how that came about, John and I were in Detroit at the Bob McDonald's contest, and we were in the motel, and they were running an ad on this 3-axis guy. I said, "John, we need one of those." And it looked so easy, just did all this shit.
Yeah.
So I bought it, got it delivered, we put it together, and it's in the garage. Got dust all over it, sawdust. And I said, "This is really cool." I left it over John's while I was in Dayton. He couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. Because you got to know how to write G code. Well, I don't know what that is. And he said, "Well, you're pretty computer savvy. Why don't you figure it out?" Well, I'd figure it out if I could make money with it, which you can't. I bought it to make model airplane parts. And there's not enough life left in me to learn all this shit. I was born 20 years too late, or too early. Because I didn't start computers until 2000. I should have started in 94 when they came out.
Well, you've had to learn quite a bit to keep Stunt Hanger going.
Yeah, but this next hurdle is going to be a bitch, and I'm going to have to do it here in the next week or two. We're changing servers again.
Yeah.
Not because I want to. Let's see the paper. I don't know how many guys know anything about computers out there, but I'll give you a rundown of why we have to change. Beats me why. Right now we're on CentOS. And they want to go to Alma Linux, NVMe, 8 gig RAM, 200 gig storage. CentOS is what we're on right now. And I gotta figure, I hate messing with stuff that's working. Anybody know anything about that? Leave a comment. Because most of my stuff on Stunhanger was made with Front Page. Well, Front Page went away 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have to figure out another program.
So are you out of space? Is that why you have to make the change?
No. They're changed. Remember when we went from analog to digital phones?
Yeah.
Well, that's just like what they're doing here. CentOS is out of date or whatever. They're worried about it getting hacked or some shit. I don't know.
I see. Yeah.
Because we've been hacked before.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pain.
I had a hell of a time figuring out what was wrong with my laptop just yesterday. When you hit Windows Explorer, it would kind of open, and then you couldn't see it. It would go away. You talk about a hard problem to figure out. That was difficult. Had to go into the BIOS and the troubleshooting shit. It took 2 hours to do.
I wonder if young Steve Smith would know anything about this thing you have to do, Sparky.
I think he does.
He might be able to help you out.
Yeah, I just haven't got with him.
He seems to know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's a computer something or other. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. He loses me. So
Yeah, he knows a lot. Seems like.
he's talking, and I'm lost.
Yeah.
But see, what my programs are C++ and PHP, and most people don't know that. It's a whole different language.
Mm.
Most guys are into networking or some this, that, and the other. This is. I'm just going to have to clear off my desk, grab my laptop, put it in there, and spend next week banging the keyboard, figuring it out.
Mm.
So we might take a break from YouTube on those days.
Yeah. You might need to do that.
Because I got to do whatever I got to do to save Stunhanger. And I got to do it before March 20th, I think.
Hmm.
And I want to get both sites up and running so that when I make the DNS change, in case there's a screw up, I can save it. Because I'll be honest, everything I know is self-taught. I didn't go to school for any of this shit. My computer skills came in 1999 when my service writer says, Spark, you're going to have to learn digital technician. Well, what's that? He said, computers. I don't know shit about computers. Well, Harley Davidson's going to all digital diagnostics. You're going to have to learn. Okay. So we had a guy we lived in an apartment. We had a guy who lived downstairs who was a programmer for NASA. I said, hey, I need to know about computers. Can you teach me? He said, well, they're not very complicated. There's only 5 parts in it. Matter of fact, there's a pile of crap over there. Go get you this, that, and the other and build yourself one. So I built one. It was a 386, and we got on AOL, and they went, ding, 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 ding. I said, man, this is a waste of time. And then he started teaching me different things, and it just to think logically, if this does this, it does that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anymore, I can't hardly think. It's kind of like my sign painting abilities. If I sign painted every day, I could do it a whole lot faster. I get it done. I mean, don't get me. I get it done. It looks all right. Just like model airplane building, I get it done. It looks all right. But this comes easy because I do it all the time. And sign painting, didn't do for 40 years. You know, I have the talent to do it. But you know, if I did it every day, you'd become proficient where I could lay the brush and go, boom.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
just like computers, I don't do it all the time. So
That's the way most things are.
I didn't know how to type. You know, I used to laugh at the guys that took typing and home economics. I wish the hell I'd have done it. Now,
Yeah,
Me too.
I didn't have typing either. Yeah, I got
I have to hunt and peck.
that in fact. Yeah.
well, I can type with both hands now, but I had to teach myself how to do it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't do it like a secretary that can pile out 60 words a minute, but I probably can do 40 or 50. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Well, I think I'm done with this for tonight. I'm kind of burnt out on taping.
Sparky, let me get your opinion on something real quick.
Okay.
On this airplane I'm building, I'm going to monocoat it. And, you know, I'll sand it up to maybe 1,000 grit or something like that before I monocoat. But my question is, would it be smart for me to, I don't have dope, but use finishing resin on
No,
it before I monocoat it?
no. Let me show you a product. I don't use monocoat very often. Where the hell is it?
Because I don't want to add a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't see it, but I'll tell you what it is. It's called Stixit. Stixit.
Okay.
That's what you want to use.
So that's not for filling the balsa. That's just to help the monocoat stick better.
Yes. Let me tell you why you don't want to use finishing resin. Can
Yeah,
you do it?
I was assuming if I used it, I'd wipe most of it off and sand most of it off, but just to
Sounds
help
good.
fill the wood.
Yeah, you don't want to use it. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When you put the plastic over the top of it and you heat it with an iron, there's no place for the air to escape. It won't stick.
Oh.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
can you get it done? You know, I've done a lot of stuff you're not supposed to do, and I can get it done. But
No, I don't want to create air bubbles.
Right. I don't recommend it, you know, because it's not right. So
If I have a few spots or some trim here and there where I'm going to put some paint on it rather than monocoat, then I think I'll do the finishing resin under that. But
well, how Brick House and these guys normally finish, and it works pretty decent. Is they monocoat the wings, and then you could Z-epoxy the fuselage, and then tape off where your fillets go, and then after you get it Z-epoxy, put your fillets on your micro balloon, or
yeah,
you know, the blue shit.
super fill.
That's it, super fill, and then keep stepping the tape back, and then take some double-aught steel wool and go over the monocoat that's close to the fillet, so that it has some tooth, and then spray it with a can of Rust-Oleum.
Yeah, right. I might do that.
And it works, and Brickhouse would get 15, 16 points for his airplanes.
What kind of tape do you use on the inside of the canopy when you paint the bottom edge of the canopy on the inside?
None. I just paint it with a brush.
with a brush.
Yeah, just do a straight line. You know, try to keep it up a 1/4 inch from the bottom. I showed how to do it. 1/4 inch from the bottom, and then take a stick pin and stick holes in the canopy so it
Yeah.
stipples.
Okay.
And when you epoxy it on, it pushes through those holes so it makes little rivets, and the canopy won't come off. Do not use canopy glue.
But just try and get a straight line with that brush. I won't be able to do it as well as you can, but maybe I could get through it.
You're only trying to hide the epoxy. So don't paint way up on top of the canopy because then you won't be able to get it off. So you just paint a 1/4 inch around the bottom, approximately 3/16 to a 1/4. Glue it on, and then when you do it from the outside, you take your tape on the outside and you paint above that line around the outside. So like I say, the only thing that white line does is to hide the glue from the outside in, if that makes sense.
So you end up hiding that line that's inside the canopy anyway, because on the outside you're going up higher.
Right. If you look inside my canopy, it looks like it's part of the airplane, the way that you do it that way. Otherwise, you can see the glue, you can see the superfill,
Yeah.
And if you're worried about seeing the superfill, paint it white first, or whatever color you're painting your airplane, on the outside. Then put the superfill on it on top of that, and that way from the inside, you'll see the paint. You got to think of in reverse. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
If you don't get that line painted where you want it, paint up to where the canopy line is going to be before you put the superfill on the outside.
I see. Yeah.
The paint on the inside instead.
Simple solution.
Simple. Everything I do is super simple. Anybody can do it if you just think about it.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna cash in.
Yeah, I think 2.5 hours on a Friday is. Plus, I did an hour before. It's 3.5 hours for me.
Yep.
I'm done. All right, guys. Check out my Amazon store. It's in the description.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good stuff in there, and everything in there. If you have a problem with it, I can tell you how to use it because I got everything in there except for the jackery. All right.
See you guys.
All right.
Sure.
See you.
Good night.
Tight lines. See you.
Good night.